Hey New Life Youth, welcome back to another video. My name is Courtney and I'm so excited that you've decided to join us for today's video. Today, we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. We have actually gotten 4 of you guys. We have got Seth, we have got Annie, we've got Ella, and we've got Anthony, and they're going to be coming in today and they're just going to be having a conversation and talking about how do we tell our friends about Jesus. It is going to be amazing. Make sure to give it a watch.
So I feel like a lot of the time people feel like they have to be like Jesus. They have to like talk specifically about Jesus to share his love. Where a lot of the time even just like actions or being nice to someone will really show their love and show how he wants us to live our lives way more than trying to force like the Bible down their throats as such. Like if you just kind of, I don't know, mention something about church or whatever, and then you can literally just be nice to each other and it really helps.
Yeah, I like that because like how the Bible says that Jesus didn't come to be served but to serve, and doing that to others really shows what Jesus is and his mission. So yeah.
I tend to not always like bring it up like directly. Like sometimes it'll be like, oh, someone will like bring something up or ask for advice, and you don't straight away kind of bring like Jesus into it or anything. You just kind of like help them out, and then like they might ask a question like, oh, where did you get that advice from? And like, oh yeah, it's in the Bible or something. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have a balance of being relatable, but also knowing when to draw the line and say this is wrong. Yeah, I think it's difficult to talk to people about Jesus, especially if you don't really know them. Like evangelizing just to randoms on the street is pretty difficult. But to someone who you have a relationship with and you can work with slowly and like build a relationship with them, then it's a bit easier to spread the gospel.
Yeah.
I think it kind of like I used to struggle, but I think as you grow in with your relationship, it becomes easier. So like the more you know, like the more you learn and stuff, the more you can share to others. But then also like can be harder with people that you know are kind of against it. So then you kind of shy away sometimes from conversation with them.
Yeah, like Seth said before, often like actions, you can start doing these actions and wait for them to be asking the questions, and then like just showing your love for them and like that it's safe to talk about and just like those kind of issues and topics that you can then wait for them to ask the questions and then you can just speak into their life that way.
And I think another really important thing is having that like strong support network around you who you can always like rely on and like talk to about anything that you're going through, which also helps you build your faith and be more comfortable in like talking to other people about it is such an important thing.
Yeah.
Anyone can talk about Jesus. You can talk about it however you want, if you can just talk to your close friends, but you can talk about Jesus like however you want and anyone can do it. It's not some special gift that you get or anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and everyone communicates it in a different way. Like a really out there person could just go to a random on the street and say like, here's the Bible, follow it. But then someone who's a bit more quiet, you know, like they go with their friends or they show by actions, like you said, Anastasia. And they start small because small little from little things big things grow.
They do. I think that's really important, like not comparing yourself to people, like especially if you're an introvert, because I definitely was that. I'd compare myself and be like, oh my gosh, they're going out and talking about it so much, like I must not be able to do it, like it must not be my thing. But knowing that you can impact people in little ways is such an important thing to remember, and like definitely not comparing yourself to others. I think being a teenager is such a hard thing. Like going through school and like being surrounded by people who are constantly like partying and like doing stuff that you might not necessarily like agree with or your morals might not align with is such a hard thing. And I think that even if you're not a Christian, the Bible and Jesus kind of just sets those boundaries and like barriers that help you protect yourself and like live that life that a good person would live, as well as someone who follows Christ. So yeah, I think it's so relevant to us, especially as teenagers, because it helps us set those boundaries and understand what's right from wrong. So,
Yeah, especially when you're a teenager and lots of things are changing. It's really difficult to now think I have to deal with this all of myself, and deal with all my social problems and hormones and all this stuff for myself. So it's nice to have and know the truth where you can rely on someone else. You can rely on like someone bigger than you to help you get through these times.
I think as well that a lot of teens and kids don't realise that a lot of the stuff back then is stuff that we experience today, just in different ways. So like a lot of the hardships we can go through, it may not look the same, but it's still in the Bible, and they still have those issues as well. But so just reading that and how they can get through it as well can also be really comforting as well.
Some of the best people who like show Jesus love are like the little 3-year-olds, because they have been to Sunday school, they've heard the stories, they have no fear, they don't like have this weird thing where you can't talk to people, and they go share it and they show their parents, and like teenagers are showing their parents all the time. Like there's definitely not an age where you're like certified to go talk about Jesus.
Yeah, and with every age group, there's like if like your dad talks to you about Jesus, like you might not get as much out of it as if your friend started talking about Jesus. So it's all like relative to how old you are and how you can relate to someone else. Well, if no one really knows everything, so I guess just having a mentality of like, what can you kind of teach me, what can I teach you when you go into discussion, not trying to be the person who knows it all, but learning from whatever someone else has to say. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I think as well, just being able to just be open for you to learn stuff first, to then go and share it. Like you can't share anything you don't know, so just being able to learn stuff first and being open to that.
Yeah.
And as you said before, the Bible, it's like a great foundation, covers a lot of issues, and you can always just point them there or talk to your small group leader or whoever you have in your life about those issues, or even the questions they come to you with, and then you can go spread that.
I think that you don't necessarily have to go out and seek those conversations. I think living out, like we've talked about, showing actions and stuff, they kind of like provoke people to kind of go, oh my gosh, why are they acting so different? Like, what is going on in there? Like, there must be something different. And that causes them to ask questions. And if they see that you're the person who's doing this, like, different, then they're going to be able to come to you and be like, hey, like, what's up? Like, you're not like me, I'm not like you, like, what is going on? And then through that, you're able to kind of just show them God's love and be able to openly be like, hey, look, this is why I'm doing it, because I'm serving a greater purpose, and He's the one who's showing me how to serve you, and just be able to love on everyone.
Invite them to youth. I mean, it's a great way to just get people there, get people talking. So
Personally, I just always pray for opportunities where I can just speak to people and have the opportunities where I can invite them to youth or just have a conversation with them and share things with them.
Yeah, like I said, if you pray and you openly look for what God will give you an opportunity, and you just kind of have to make sure you're ready and you're looking for those opportunities so you can know what to say and you have the wisdom on what to say. And also, if you're a good friend and like Ella said, if you show your actions and it'll provoke them to come talk to you. And that's also just keeping the door open and making sure they can come to you if they have any questions or queries.
And going off that, we've talked about it, and it was like something that's really stuck with me is being in tune with the Holy Spirit. So being in tune with that little voice and knowing when it's God and being able to take that and go, okay, God, I'm going to take this step of faith, and always, as Seth said and as Anthony said, praying for those opportunities and being ready to just step into them.
yeah. I would say God's alive. Like, sometimes I think of it like this. Well, I used to think of it as like a figment of my imagination. Like he was there, but like he wasn't living every day with me. He wasn't with me every step of the way. But God is alive and He's there for you. And yeah, it's short.
Yeah, kind of just adding on that, just keep yourself open and just allow Him to enter your life and do good things in you.
I'd say just stop comparing your spiritual journey with someone else's. Like if you don't find that you feel God the most with singing or worshipping, but something else, like that's alright. It's about your personal relationship with God. And once you can be yourself with God, then you'll feel more open to evangelizing and talking to others.
I think I would say just lots of prayer. Prayer is like one of the most powerful things we have been gifted with, and just constantly praying that you would be able to stay strong in your faith, as well as be able to show others Jesus' love and be shown opportunities through which you can show Jesus' love. I think is such an important thing, because without God we can't do anything. So constantly asking for God to provide us with those opportunities, I think, is very important.
Thanks guys for tuning in this Sunday.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow New Life Youth on Instagram at NewLifeYTHGC.
Cop the merch down below. You know what to do. Hit the bell notification, YouTube. You know the vibes.
We'll see you next time.
Hey.